All right, hey everybody, this is Brian in Israel. I'm here with Malison. We're at Align Brewing here in Miramar. This is where we're going to have the metal swap meet this year, as well as Setting Sun and this whole district here. So yeah, I'm here with Malison, and we're just kind of talking to them. They're kind of a band that's established but still like growing, in my opinion. So if you guys could just introduce yourselves real quick.
Mario, play guitar.
Nick, play the drums.
Edward, I play guitar.
Okay, and Steven, who's not present, plays bass and vocals.
Yeah, Steven, vocals bass, as he would preferred. Vocals bass, as preferred on the album liner notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's gonna love this.
I got that all wrong.
Yeah.
Still penciled in.
Yeah. I gotta fix this shit. Yeah, but let's kind of get into this real quick. Could you guys? Could one of you please kind of just give us a brief history of the band, where you're from, and how would you describe your music?
So we're all from San Diego. The band started with me meeting the former drummer at San Diego State University, where I was taking classes at the time. The year was 2013. It was about September, October. I met our former drummer. And then we connected. You know, we had. I think we both had Iron Maiden shirts, and we just started talking about it on the way to class. And then he just said, "Hey, like we should jam sometime." We did. I met his brother. So the first iteration of Malison was we didn't have a name back then. It was just me jamming with this drummer and his brother, who was a guitar player. And then they brought Steven Rondina into the mix as a bass player. That's where I met Steven. I met Steven late 2013, 2014. So that was the first actual lineup of Malison. We had an EP that came out. A lot of the music was mostly written by our former guitar player, and then we did some shows, and then as we went to record our first album sometime early 2016, we realized that like the music I was writing was different than the direction of the band that the other guys wanted to go to. So they went in their own direction, and it was me and Steven Rondina, our current vocalist and bassist. We realized that the music we're writing is what we wanted to do. So we continued writing the songs that we had in mind, and then we found Nick Mafi through some local shows that we had done. We realized
who has the best smelling hair, by the way. I'm getting a whiff for that.
I think it's Nick. I think
it's the secret's Pantene.
Yeah. Well, secret's out. So we found Nick. So it was us three that basically put the album out. We had a guest guitarist on that. But yeah, that's just the beginning of the band. That was about maybe 3 years ago. That's the very early beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the follow up to that, like how would you describe the music?
Well.
I can try to.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, like I noticed before I had joined, the music was definitely in like a melodic direction for sure. It was more kind of like heavy metal based, but as things went on and they went, everything went their separate ways, and they decided to go in that new direction with the music. I kind of came in there, and a lot of it was already kind of written before, but I really kind of tried to add like some of our my style to it with it as well. So I mean, really, like it's kind of gone from like melodic to almost like melodic thrash, almost to kind of say.
So you feel you brought a thrash element?
Yeah, I mean, definitely with the drums, because I mean, I just like to play fast. I mean, like one of the first practices, like I was definitely pushing the tempos like super crazy, just because I kind of come from that background mostly. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've kind of learned to kind of tone it down a little bit when I have to. But yeah, definitely, we kind of got that thrash element, clean vocals. So I mean, there's a lot of like think Iron Maiden-ish, kind of Megadeth-esque. We got a little bit of like a prog element to it as well. Mm-hmm. But we just try to like get everything together and just kind of make just a perfect mix of that. So yeah, that's kind of the aim for what we go for. That's how I'd describe it.
Fantastic. So your debut self-titled LP was on Combat Records.
That's correct.
And your upcoming album is called Death's Embrace, which will be on Metal Assault Records. Is that correct?
Yep.
And if I get anything wrong, let me know.
No, it totally will.
I try to do a little research.
Totally will.
And you're on Metal Assault also with Beekeeper. For
Yeah,
San
yeah, of
Diego,
course. I love
which
Beekeeper.
is really cool.
Yeah.
How did that whole signing go down?
We got together. 2020, we added Ed here to the mix. We finally found the missing piece, which we hadn't had for a while, was a permanent lead guitarist. So we there's a whole story behind that too. We got that in 2020. As soon as we did, we hit the studio, recorded the album, sent it out. A bunch of labels, got some offers here and there, but we felt that the deal that we were approached with Metal Assault Records really had the best in mind for us and for them as the label. So I think it was the most reciprocal sort of like agreement that we've had before, where they're willing to put in, Andrew Bonsall at Metal Assault Records was willing to do a lot for us, and we're willing to do as much with music and like promotion and all that stuff. So it really was something that we're really excited for. But yeah, and he is someone that we've known for a while too. He saw us long time ago in our first show outside of San Diego, which was in Long Beach at, I don't even remember the name of the venue. Do you remember the name of the venue? It was called, it was like this divey bar, but he saw us there and he wrote us a great review on his website. Back then, he didn't have a record label. He was just writing reviews for local bands. So we have a relationship with Andrew Bonsall going way back, and now, we're happy and proud to be on his label.
Yeah, that's cool. So the metal bands here in San Diego, we're on his radar. So,
definitely.
Maybe definitely like hit him up if you're looking to get signed.
Yeah, he's taking and listening to submissions. He's definitely
He's been really active, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's announcing signings almost like every Tuesday, it seems. So yeah, it seems like a hot label right now. So
yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So what I got here is Eddie joined the band after the first full length. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you guys want to go with two guitar players?
Well, the band's always had two guitar players from the beginning. That's the way I write music. I write rhythm sections and I harmonize rhythm sections. I write lead parts. I harmonize them. I write lead guitar solos that harmonize with each other. Very like the way I write music, it's like very like Iron Maiden, like I love Dragon Force, like Megadeth and stuff. Like I need two guitar players. That's the way like my songwriting works.
For the harmony?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For the harmonies and stuff, like I absolutely have to have that. So we've had two guitar players from the beginning. We had two guitar players when we went on tour. We had to hire a good friend of ours to do backup, or not backup, to do guest,
Leads?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Guest leads, guest rhythms and stuff. So that's kind of always been a part of our sound.
Okay. On the first LP, did you have two guitar players, or was that one?
On the EP,
The LP, the self-titled?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did all the rhythm parts, and then our good friend Danny Fang did some guest solos on some of the songs, but that was all me on rhythm and a bunch of solos on there too. So
it kind of felt a little bit like raw, like almost like a three-piece on that album. When I listened to it, that's the vibe I get.
That's
just the attack on it and everything.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of get that a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that in some songs. There are definitely a lot of like, I do a lot of harmonies on not only like leads but also rhythm guitar too. So there's a rhythm guitar part, and we do this on the new album too. Like I like to harmonize rhythm parts because there's little notes here and there that Ed and I kind of throw in where I want to hear a little bit different, something different he does, and I think it fills out the sound a little more. But yeah.
Okay, and so the Death Embrace is fully recorded. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's ready to. Yeah.
How did that go?
Well.
No. When we did this one, we did a lot of writing. There was 2019, I would say. A lot of the writing kind of was
so
in
you're
there.
writing this album even back way before the pandemic and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, even with the first Malison, I mean, you guys mostly wrote that in 2016, 2017-ish?
No,
almost.
the songwriting started for the second album started about 2018, right when we released the first album. I was already writing songs for the second album.
Yeah. Oh, I know you were the first one to come with stuff like right after, we were definitely like, oh, hey, well, start learning all this stuff, bro. I was just like, okay, well, but yeah, definitely. We had started writing all of that in 2019. Spent a majority of that year doing that. Kind of took a break from shows near the end of the year after going on a little mini tour in November to focus on all that. And we got everything done with that. So tracking really was I think it was like last April. I was the first one to track, and I finished in like near the end of April on that one, and we recorded it. It went really smoothly that way, and these guys went on, did a guitar, bass, just kind of laid down the tracks, and then we sent it. We had Plotted Studios, our good friend Ivan, record our album, and it's always a pleasure working with him. He's a good friend of ours and theirs. They've known him a long time as well. But you want to continue?
Yeah, I mean that was the writing process for the second record. We hooked up with Ed 2020. I think Ed joined the band right before we were ready to go in the studio. So, I mean, his job was just to write like his guitar solos, and he did an amazing job. And maybe you can speak a little bit towards that.
Yeah. How did you? What was your process in coming up with like your leads for that?
My solos, it was so daunting, man, because I heard Mario's lead work, and I was like, man. So it took a lot of revisions because I had some ideas, and then like one day I liked it and one day I didn't, So I had to go revise over and over and over until I came up with something that I was happy with, and I showed it to the guys, and they all dug it too. So it kind of worked out as good as
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a lot of pressure. I mean, you got to go in there and
immense, dude.
You not only
I just joined this band, and now we're recording an album.
Did you have to learn the rhythms or only the leads?
Luckily, luckily at that point it was just recording my solos, so that was like a lot less pressure on that.
That is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So I got to just focus on the solos alone. So, thank God.
Well, I haven't heard it, but I'm sure they're awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So my number 4, I already got to that. So from what I was reading, you're expecting to release this album towards the end of the year or fall. Is that correct?
Yeah, our target date was September. Was it a Friday?
September.
It's a Friday. It's a Friday in September. Oh wait, is it a Tuesday? It's Friday. It's definitely in September. Definitely in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most new releases now come out on Fridays.
Yeah.
It used to be Monday. It was Record Store Nerd.
Okay. I thought it was Tuesday. I might have the mistake.
Was it Tuesday?
Well, no. You're the record. I don't want to.
Yeah, maybe it was Tuesday.
Well,
I think you're right.
I believe it was Tuesday.
Yeah, because we used to get them.
And stuff, yeah.
We used to get them shipped on Friday, and they're you have to hold on to this till I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and then we would be like, fuck that, we're fucking selling that shit.
Yeah, I think historically, from what I've seen,
somewhere it switched to Fridays.
Yeah, I think digital releases and stuff, and people are not willing to wait, and it's different, and so.
Before the album release, are you guys planning on putting out like a single or anything like that?
Yeah, we're actually releasing the first song on the album, which is called Reborn, and we released a 15-second teaser via our record label, Metal Salt Records. They released a 15-second teaser of the music video to that, I think just yesterday or today?
It was
Yesterday. So besides that, we're also, with the pre-orders for the album, which are going to be June 11th, which is short, about a month from now. We're also going to do a lyric video for another song, which I can mention the track name, I guess. Absent Earth. We're doing Absent Earth, which is a great song that Mafi here pretty much mostly wrote. Yeah, Mafi wrote pretty much.
You made it sound.
Well, you wrote the majority. Yeah, so Mafi wrote the majority of this really cool thrash song, which we're gonna do a lyric video for, and we're gonna release that before the album comes out. So our intention is to have Reborn, the music video, come out in June. Pre-orders come out through Metal Salt Records, and then we have a lyric video for Absent Earth come out maybe closer to. We'll figure out the date, but we'll have 2 songs that are out, 2 music videos. But yeah, the great thing is they showcase, like, I think like the first song, like Reborn, showcases like a faster sort of like more melodic, like
for sure.
really like there's a lot of like harmonies, like a lot of quick guitar work. And then Absent Earth, the song that Mafi wrote, is more of like a thrashier, like an edgier. I don't know. I hear like
like chugging. And, just. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of wanted to like bring like more of that kind of like thrash element there on this album, just because now that was kind of on. I was more involved in the songwriting more so, just because I was there earlier. So I definitely wanted get something like something more like.
Sounds like an Iron Reagan municipal waste type thing.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say as much as that, but I mean, yeah, definitely more in that direction. So I mean, like we're definitely going in that heavier direction on some of these songs for sure, and that's definitely a good song to showcase it on. So yeah, I'm happy to have that come out as good as it did.
That's fucking badass. I am looking forward to the single and the album and the lyric video. That sounds awesome. Do you guys have any plans, or Metal Assault maybe would be the ones to ask about this, about anything coming out in physical media?
Oh yeah, of course. We're doing CDs. We're doing vinyl. Cassettes, I'm not super sure on yet. I think cassettes are kind of like this weird gray area where it's like people want analog, which is like vinyl's the best to do that, and then CDs are cool because like everyone likes CDs. But it's like I think cassettes. I mean, Brian, can anyone speak? Do you guys like cassettes, or is it just more of like
I don't really care about them.
See, so is it more of like a collector's piece?
It's a novelty.
Yeah. I will spin a vinyl from a band that I like because vinyl's amazing. I will also spin a CD in my car of like but. Do I want a cassette? Well, so we'll do vinyl, we'll do CDs for sure, we'll do digital, and
don't give a fuck about cassette. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys.
Even the folks at the bar are like, no cassette.
Yeah. I mean, if you did cassette, maybe you would tap into some to some niche, but I don't know.
The community's there, but
it is. I mean, I see it more for demos. Yeah. And even that's like when you give somebody a cassette demo, it's kind of like you're doing you're being like nostalgic only. And,
I mean, nowadays, how do you even like find like a cassette player for the most part? I mean, they're not in most cars. I mean, most new cars don't even come with CD players anymore. It's crazy. So
my last car had a cassette player, and
he's drunk on that.
Okay, well that answers that question. So. This is like a kind of a stupid cliche question. I don't know why I wrote this down, but what would I'm going to ask each one of you? What would be your like dream band to open up for?
That's a good question.
Really, I thought it was like cliche and stupid.
I mean,
but you're making me feel good.
Cool. I mean, I gotta actually think about that. I'm like, dream band.
Who knows? Pass the mic to who knows. Oh yeah.
Let's say Wham.
Wham.
Okay, probably Megadeth if we're being honest, or Megadeth, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you took my dreams away from me, so I have to pick another one.
You were gonna pick Wham too.
Yeah, I was actually gonna pick Oingo Boingo. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. If he gets Megadeth, then I will definitely, without question, Iron Maiden. Just any chance I get. Yeah.
That's an easy one right there.
It's easy. Yeah.
Shoot.
You can't pick those two. They took the best
I'll
ones.
think of something like, a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I think a band like, I don't know, something around like, like Havoc or something like that would be really sick. I mean, it's not, as big as those bands, but, I still view them, in their scene,
Sure.
thrash is that big. So it'd be definitely sick to open for those guys because they're pretty fucking tight, man.
Okay, those are good answers. I'll judge without telling you. So we're here at Align Brewing in the Miralani Makers District, and we've had the Metal Swap Meet here for last couple of years. What do you guys think about craft beer in San Diego?
What? I mean, it's at this point, it's like some of the best in the world. It's been recognized in like beer like competitions all over the world. I've seen Stone, Ballast Point, what is the other one? Lost Abbey. Like, I've seen these guys get like crazy recognition, crazy competition, like all over the place. So I think craft beer at this point, craft beer is a lot different than it was like 10, 15 years ago. Now it's like way more like in front of everyone. And some of the best breweries in the world, again, are like here in San Diego. And I mean, there's no one can deny that. So some of the best beers here.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, even just Ballast Point alone, dude. Like,
Ballast, yeah.
I mean, Sculpin, is basically the goat, pretty much. I mean, that's basically like my, main IPA of choice. I mean, that's just what what they're known for. I mean, the local beers just in general in San Diego are always great. I mean, even just like it's not really. I mean, yeah, like Friar's Ale. Even just that like the ballpark there is always really good too. So I mean, just everywhere you go in San Diego, you could get some good craft beer.
Nothing compares, man. I mean, to San Diego craft beer,
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. That's true. That's how you.
It's kind of like cool about like being an old dude that's been into craft beer for a while. It's sort of like in San Diego, it kind of feels like seeing Metallica like on the Kill 'Em All.
Oh shit! Wow.
And then I saw them blossom into like something
I think that's
like
what you were actually witnessing. Yeah.
national.
The glow up.
That was stupid. Like,
That was a good analogy. I get it. I mean, did they all sell out though? Or I mean, but it's it's for the people. Though.
Some of them did. Yeah, some of them did. Yeah, some of the beers did.
Name names.
Aside from music, what hobbies do you guys have?
Definitely video games for sure. I mean, if I'm not, at home or with my girlfriend or out practicing or anything, I'm pretty much playing video games. So I'm doing that a lot of the time. I'd play a lot of like retro stuff, N64, original Xbox, all that. I dig a lot of that. I mean, other than that, I mean, just music and stuff like that. How about you?
Ugh, wow, I don't like this question. outside of playing guitar, I don't know that I have a lot to do. But I like playing poker. I like playing Texas Hold'em. I picked that up, like weird habit.
Do you win some money off that?
No, I sat at a table a couple weeks ago at Vegas for the first time. I've known how to play the game for 10 years, and I'm like, you know what? I'll sit at a table and I just got absolutely rinsed by these guys. Is just like I'm not even like embarrassed to tell you, like I was like gonna call this guy's raise in poker, like if someone puts money down, you have to match their money or put more. So I was like, I'll match how much they're putting, and like I was visibly shaking, like I was so nervous, and I'm like, it's my first time at a poker table, like other than that, I hang out with my girlfriend Lucy. Hi, love you. Maybe I'll play a video game, but yeah, I know I make guitar, like
that's your main thing.
Yeah, it's everything. It's
That's
everything
cool.
I do.
It wasn't expected that you have to have other things, but
Yeah, well,
I mean, music is kind of a hobby and a passion. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a really hard question, man. I mean, my hobby outside of playing guitar is actually music related too, because I like writing film scores. So
you do?
Yeah, I love that. Like, I love programming MIDI files and all that, and like putting it to film. So I've been doing that for a while. And
anything we might know, or
no, I haven't had any. I haven't had any work yet. I'm just doing it as a hobby. But hopefully it takes off. That'd be pretty bitchin'.
That sounds like a very rewarding hobby.
Yeah, dude. And I just love the music. Like, I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Hans Zimmer stuff.
Hans Zimmer's amazing,
right?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? There's no empowering feeling like working out to Hans Zimmer's Batman soundtrack. Like, I've been going to the gym. I've just been blasting that, dude.
Right. I love his Interstellar.
Dude,
soundtrack.
yeah, the organ.
Yeah, organ. Yeah, I love that.
Man.
I don't know why. It's just like it's
calming yet alarming at the same time.
Yeah, but it leaves you like tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So outside of music, I guess, I mean, I enjoy reading. I read a lot of biographies.
I
That's
don't
kind
do
of
that.
like
I don't
the
do
most
that
metal
shit,
answer
yeah.
of all time, I guess. Yeah. Right? No, yeah.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I would enjoy hearing some of your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
I really would. So we're going to be holding the Metal Swap Meet here, which I already said. I don't know if you guys have been in the Metal Swap Meet. Usually when I'm at the Metal Swap Meet, I'm kind of like preoccupied, so I don't remember everybody I meet.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys would like to either sell or see being sold at the Metal Swap Meet?
I've seen it all. I've seen bands with their own merch table, which is amazing. I've seen, guys and girls that have like years and years long. I was telling him on the car right up here of like records and patches and like just anything that's new and used that's related to metal. I mean, it's all there. I've seen guys like I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy from Hyrax,
Caton.
Caton was here. He's been. I saw him a couple years.
Yeah, he's a friend of ours. And
so
We
awesome.
hope to have him this year. We haven't confirmed yet. But
I hope so too.
Yeah.
so you see, guys in all these crazy metal bands just walking around. I mean, I don't know. The question was, what's something new?
Yeah, like, you've been before, and
Yeah.
What would you like to see? Maybe like something you haven't seen, or what would you like to sell at the metal swap meet?
Man.
You don't have to like.
Well, I'm thinking about it. Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of an open question.
We gotta sell cassettes, man. Obviously, that's the
Cassettes,
only choice here, right?
Bring it back.
So I can listen to it in my car that I don't have anymore. Yeah.
No, I mean, my first time actually at the metal swap meet was the last one, or not the last. I think it was 2019. Was the
Okay.
last one.
That was the last one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, I liked seeing all the different different tents and little booths and stuff everyone had. I think it would be cool to have kind of like some the local bands kind of have like their own little booth set up this year, or like maybe have like more of a focus on some like the
Maybe
local
their own section too.
That's actually a really good idea.
Something like that,
like
just
that?
because
Yeah.
over the last year, we just kind of haven't been able to get all that music out, and I think everyone
yeah.
locally has just really been itching to get their stuff out. So it'd be nice to have like.
We
just a
talked to
little corner.
Beekeeper like recently, and they said like they like to get a booth not only just to sell their stuff, but like just somewhere to like kick it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I know, Dylan and those guys really like to kick it. So.
Yeah. So just to like hang out. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
So like an SD metal like local band VIP section. Yeah, that'd be dude. Yeah.
I'm into that. Yeah. So I can have my cigar, my bourbon.
Yeah.
I'll put it down on the list of requests for it.
Yeah, a little lounge area. I like that. Yeah. But yeah, anybody else have anything to add to that? That's my last question. I know I asked tough ones.
Well, Ed here. Ed, you've never been to a metal swap meet. I mean, what do you maybe expect to see or want to see, or maybe you know something that's maybe you can tell us.
You know what? I feel like it's sacrilege that I've never been to one metal swap meet before. A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never gone. But I mean, it's a metal swap meet. I mean, obviously, it's going to be vinyl. There's going to be killer bands. There's going to be CDs, merch, killer people that are, just metalheads. The things you'd expect.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this year's because I'm going to go for sure this year. Looking forward to seeing all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Killer guys. Well, that's all my questions. Israel has some.
Okay.
I'm going to turn the camera off and start it over again. Yeah, we got to like drink some, order new beers or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, so it's like a little like
This is our
intermission. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for still hanging out with us even after all that. You guys have a music video off the title song for your self-titled album, Malison. How involved were you guys in the creative process of the video?
That's probably a question for Mario.
Okay, so the title track for the first record. So the first record is self-titled Malison, and the second track on that album is Malison. And we reached out to Rich Varville, RSVP Films. We gave him the song and the lyrics, and he wrote this entire fantastic script. He wrote a movie. He wrote a movie for that song, which then we filmed. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, he told us what he wanted to do. We met with him at a bar, and then, I mean, we
Yeah, I mean, and most of that was a lot of on his part, like kind of his interpretation of how the lyrics were.
Okay.
And I mean, because that was kind of the baseline for that. He got with Steven, just to kind of like hash over like the details of what the song's about and everything. And he kind of made a story that kind of like derived off of that. So that was kind of like, I guess, our input in the creative process was basically the song for the most part. But yeah,
for the most part, he kind of went free and created it.
Yeah,
it
he had
had
the
a lot of Greek mythology kind of references to it, I guess.
Yeah, like he kind of went with that story. I think it was a Hephaestus. I think it was the story of Hephaestus. It was So he kind of went with that because he was kind of found some parallels with the lyrics and all that. So
very cool.
It made it work pretty well.
Very cool video. For the next videos that you're having, is that going to be kind of like the same process, or you're thinking of getting a little more involved with the actual video process?
For at least for this one that's coming out for Reborn, this one's more of like a performance video. We did with the same guy, Rich from RSVP Films, and this one we kind of wanted to just go for a more raw, like high energy, like kind of like performance vibe for that one. Okay. Just because I mean, that was like the first time we got on stage and like. and like yeah, like as my and then with Eddie even as a band, that was the first time we got to get on stage and really kind of play. I mean, doing the music video recording, it's not the same as really playing as a band, but I mean, just being able to do that, felt really good. We think we captured that energy and to really get it out there. And for like the next one, at least for the lyric video, I mean, we still got some ideas kind of rolling for that. I'm thinking like something that could kind of derive just from like different like artworks and stuff that we could go from there. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could go about a lyric video, but generally we want something that's kind of interesting to the eye, so you're not really just reading lyrics the whole time, and something you got something to look at basically at the same time.
Very good. Yeah, definitely. I noticed that you guys do tend to play outside of town quite a bit. How have those experiences been for you guys as far as up until now?
The response has been amazing. We, as a band from the beginning, we're doing local LA shows. Our first tour was 2018, and then we went to Phoenix, El Paso, and then Albuquerque and back down. And then in 2019 we did a 2-week tour up the Pacific Northwest, back to Seattle. It was Tacoma. It was like all these like really cool places. We did Reno. We did this and that, and then later that year we went to Denver, and then we went to Colorado Springs, and we went to Gallup. So we have been outside. We've done like the entire like Southwest, all the states and stuff. It's been great. I mean, the response has been great. Like like we sold CDs and merch and stuff, but I guess what everyone is waiting for is like our next record, and like what we're doing from then to continue the momentum.
Are these mostly clubs, or are these like house parties, or is it a mix of everything?
I mean, it's been a lot of like like it's really a mix of everything. We have actually done like a couple house shows. We've done a couple clubs. I know Launchpad in New Mexico. That place is tight. We've done those. A couple bars and other things like that up and down there. I mean, we've kind of gotten like a diverse, I guess, set of venues that we've played at. So I mean, we've kind of done just kind of the whole gambit of that. But it's been great. I mean, there's been good experiences. I remember that one in Colorado Springs. I can't remember the name of the bar, but like that was my first time really experiencing the thin air up there, like because I never really been like up there, and like because I always seen like football, when they play when they play in Denver, like it's like they're always gasping for air. I'm like we'll see it, and like halfway into the first song I was like, I was like,
shit.
I can't catch my breath. So, I mean, that was kind of a fun experience. But, I mean, it's kind of cool just going to the different places, accommodating to the stages and, just like what every setup is, and just trying to, put on the best show you can, and just, just have fun with the crowds at the different places and just interact.
You guys make them pick out all the green M&Ms or what? No? All right, never mind.
We're not picky. We're not picky.
All right. Seeing that you guys are now with Metal Assault Records, and from what I hear, they seem to be supporting you guys quite well. Can we expect a tour in the near future? Are there plans for that?
Yeah, there are definitely plans for an album release show and a tour to follow up on that album release, and which is why we picked September for the target date for us to release the album, because we feel so strongly about this album, and we need to make sure that we release it and we get a really good tour underneath it. Right now, with the way things are opening up, or things are questionable, etc., COVID, this and that, masks, this and that, right now, it's not the best time to be doing shows, but I think we made the right decision to release the album in September, and from there go on an album release tour, which we'll get more details on that, but I think that's the best time to release an album. Also, we have a chance to promote the album, and to actually we have a music video coming out in June. In June we have another music video coming out after that, so 2 songs. So we have a lot of promotion that's really at our hands. I think we're doing the right thing, but waiting, promoting, and then getting it out September. We're doing vinyl, we're doing CDs, we're doing a tour. So
it seems like 2021 is the year of Malison. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're definitely excited to take Eddie on tour. I mean, have you been on tour before?
Dude, I've never been on tour before.
Oh yeah,
Dude, like, I'm looking forward to touring with you guys. Like, honestly, like, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's just believe me.
Have you guys told them about sleeping in a van and eating out of gas stops?
Oh, we do an RV actually for when we do it.
Oh
but,
wow,
I mean,
you guys are
but we definitely eat out the gas.
high
stop,
on
yeah.
the hog, dude. All right.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, like we're able to, at least use it kind of like as our like own little mini hotel, I guess. Sometimes we could like set it up so we could put the generator on, get like video games going, get like electricity in there.
Wow, dude.
But,
That's actually pretty
Just
decent.
gas is a bitch, but I mean, it comes with it. It's give and take.
No, absolutely, absolutely. You guys have a fairly active social media presence. Do you normally just do social media to reach your fans? Would you rather do face to face, or do you prefer doing the merch and the shows and meeting fans face to face, or do you prefer social media, or do you mix of both? I mean, I know you guys are a fairly younger band, but what do you guys prefer?
Definitely we do a mix of both for sure. We're trying to, we're always trying to bolster our social media presence. We're trying to make that like a core focus definitely with this album too. But I mean, meeting people face to face, at shows, I'm waiting for shows to come back so, we can finally like network again, just talk and just, hang out with everyone. And, just from there, just create, natural interactions with people, get the band involved with that. Yeah, definitely, I'm definitely looking forward, hopefully we could have some good stuff, available for the swap meet, this year.
All right.
It'll be definitely be good to get there and just, get our stuff out.
Cool.
As a band, we're completely working. We're looking into PR. We're looking into like actual like touring, like agent to PR and stuff. We're looking into things that like we really should have done like years ago when we had our first album out. So it's fine. I mean, like it's a learning experience, but we're definitely gonna like make sure that that's one of the reasons that this album is coming out in September, so we can like promote the music video, promote the second song, and like just keep promoting the shit out of it, so we can like get a good tour going.
Get on the road.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Want to get out there, man.
exactly. So we want to give ourselves enough time to like promote, and like slowly we'll be releasing like little snippets. Like this is like literally like it's a fantastic album, and it's way better than the first one. So,
Killer.
yeah.
Seeing that there's a bit of a revival when it comes to traditional heavy metal, especially in North America, Canada, USA, a lot of bands that are tapping into that traditional heavy metal sound. Is this something you guys are looking to tap into, or are you just kind of letting it fly and kind of, just rolling with it? There's a lot of young bands that are tapping into that old school kind of sound, which I believe you guys kind of have that.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, it's exciting that so many young people are excited about like heavy metal, That's awesome. As far as me, I can't speak for the whole band, but as far as me, I just love heavy metal. I just love playing, I'm not really trying to fit into like a certain demographic of people that do metal all of a sudden. Like that's just I've always been into metal and classic rock and all that kind of music. So as far as me, that's pretty much that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Like Malison's never been like, oh, we're gonna play like whatever sounds like, it's always like we'll play our own music, and like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. It's always been kind of hard to like just kind of nail down to like exactly like what sound we kind of want to go for.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, like I said, we bring a lot of different like influences. Like each one of us like in the band like has like our own kind of like background in music, and like I kind of come from more of like a thrash death background. He's more from like a classical like somewhat thrash. Like Megadeth like. All those Maiden and all that. And I know you did kind of like some like hair metal stuff too, right? I mean, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's got that.
There you go.
And,
the resident glam metal guy.
Yeah, and yes.
You gotta have at least one. Come on, I love that.
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. Steven, he's got like he's into like a kind of like prog. He's like a BT Bam.
Okay.
What's the other band? Coheed and Cambria, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of blend all of that, and it's kind of hard to really nail it down. But I mean, definitely we kind of almost as a result of kind of blending all that, kind of I kind of get that, like we kind of fit into that kind of new like wave of like traditional heavy metal type of thing. But we're definitely not just trying to only keep it to that. We definitely want to kind of expand out and kind of blossom from that.
Make your own way
but
through
definitely
it.
keep that as like the roots for sure.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. As we mentioned earlier, Metal Assault does have a kind of like their eyes towards this area for some reason, because there are a lot of quality bands like you guys, like Beekeeper. What are some of the local bands that you guys kind of listen to these days that are good in your ears?
Well, for me, definitely, I dig Beekeeper a lot just because I'm a thrash head myself, and I fucking love, Dylan's drumming, Ali's, singing, guitar playing is always great. Fucking Adam's fucking killer. And speaking of that, Adam and Dylan in Fermenter too.
Yeah. They're
Like,
awesome.
I listened to their album like for the first time I think only like a couple months ago, and I was just like, why have I waited this long? This shit's fucking sick. And them. I know Night Shadow put out their album recently, and I used to play with them I in the day, and I always support those guys. It's pretty killer too, man. Like it's good to see how far they've come. They've really bolstered their sound and they sound great. Monarch.
Yeah.
Monarch too. They
Those
just
guys
put
are
out an
good.
album recently,
Yeah.
so I mean it's been like a lot of thrash and like speed stuff is coming from San Diego. It's kind of like what I've been tapping into a lot with that. So I would definitely say a lot of those guys for sure. I mean, all of them, are definitely I'd say the main heavy hitters in San Diego right now.
And it's good to see that it is a mix of a thrash metal bands like Beekeeper or like Monarch, and then you have Night Shadow, which is more like a power metal
for sure,
band, of course. So it's definitely a good time to be in a metal band here in San Diego.
Can't forget Theosis too.
Theosis,
Forget,
okay.
technical.
Yeah.
That. I mean, I've been playing.
Zach and
I've
all
been
those
doing
guys.
I've been doing drums for them recently. So
there you go. Look
I've
at
been kind of
that.
doing that on the side too. But
So you are the classic drum slut.
I love Israel.
I'm sorry I had to say it.
I haven't heard the word drum slut, but you're the best to say it.
if you say
I'm
so.
so
but-
sorry. My drum is a drum slut.
No, actually you're not. You're only with a couple bands, maybe 3, but
No,
whatever.
I just do that kind of. But definitely, those guys too. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. That's keeping in the speed, kind of like extreme style. I mean,
Absolutely.
a lot of that's coming out. I mean, even the death metal scene. I know. I mean, I haven't really been too tapped into the the heavier death metal scene that's around here, but I know a lot of those guys are really going hard right now. What's it? I know Unidad Trauma. I know that's a little bit. That's TJ, I believe. I know those guys have been.
2 of the guys are from San Diego, Oscar and Garrett,
Oscar,
I believe.
'cause I know. I think he was in a Lurid Memory too. I think I remember that band too. Yeah.
Oh, amazing band.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
band.
that guy's great in guitar too.
Yep.
But
He's a
yeah,
good
I mean,
guitar.
those guys are all the scene's really blossoming in that kind of aspect with all that.
I think it's really surprising, especially the fact that last year was basically dead for everybody, that you guys and a lot of other bands have kept working. It's really admirable that, you guys are still killing it and still creating music. So, cheers to that.
Definitely, yeah, we're licking our chops to get back out there, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, that's all I had. Parker?
Thank you guys for doing this. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, you guys are cool dudes. It's you guys are the kind of people I would fucking hang out with and shit.
Definitely.
Talk metal and yeah, I mean, it's so weird how easy it is to just talk to people that have common interests is in metal.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it.
Oh,
For those
absolutely,
nerds
yeah.
out
Anytime,
there
man. Anytime.
who want to reach out to you guys on the social medias.
Yeah, plug your shit.
Plug your shit. Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook.com/Malison Band. Follow us on malisonband.bandcamp.com. Follow us on
Spotify?
Metal Swap Meet.
You're on Spotify. That's how I listen to you guys.
Spotify, Instagram. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Instagram. Everything.
And
just
Metal Assault has you guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Metal Assault Records. Bandcamp has our pre-orders. We're starting a pre-orders for Death's Embrace on June 11th. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are fucking awesome. Like I said, these are guys that play awesome music, but also obviously people you can have beers with and just hang out and chat.
I mean, yeah, that's how we want to do it, man.
Yeah, if anybody out there is in a band in San Diego, let us know. We'll interview. It's it's not hard shit. It's not stressful.
We'll get some beers, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck to you in the future with the new album coming out. Death's Embrace coming out sometime in September, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Thanks. Later, guys.
Thanks.